Hello everybody and welcome to a new game on the channel, Ostriv. This is another type of game like Banished or Depraved, where you've basically got to keep your people alive and build a thriving city. So hopefully it's going to be good. I've done a little bit on it just to kind of get warmed up with it, so we're going to create a new game and you get to have a look. Now this is an alpha, so there's still a lot to do with it, but basically you get a choice of these maps here. I think this is a large ocean map with forestry and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. I'm actually going to go for this level 7 one here, and this is our map here. Now, if you enjoy these types of games, but you don't like the restrictions that are on them about the size of the place you build, then fear not. This game is a lot more open when it comes to building. Now let's get ourselves set up. So I think here is going to be a nice little place here. So I'm going to set myself just on the coastline here. And we're going to get ourselves a forestry to produce wood. Now there are a few things that I'm already kind of a little bit about. And this is the fact that this is in no order whatsoever. At least it's not in an order I've spotted. It's certainly not in alphabetical order. And it's not in an order where you unlock things because they're all unlocked. So let's get ourselves need a forestry. Oh, there it was, the first one on the bloody thing. Right. Place our forestry, rotate it around. Put it just by the now, the one thing you want to do that I've noticed with this game is try and keep your village close to where you're building stuff, because they travel. And I'm going to speed up the game so they travel a little bit faster. But basically, you'll see them, they travel out to places, and they'll keep traveling back and forward with stuff as well. So just bear that in mind. Now, we'll set up. Let's get our houses set up. Now, the other little pet peeve I've already had really is the size of the houses. The size of these houses are immense. I'll place my houses here. The reason why I'm going to place it there is because I want to give my city, or at least my future city, a chance to expand. Go ahead and place 3, 4. Get it round. Quite long. 5. So we only need enough houses for people we got living in them. 6. Need a clay pit. Get back to our production. Let's get a clay pit going, and I'm going to place a clay pit. The houses. I'm going to place it just behind them here. Excellent. Now we need to set workers for our logging camp here, our forestry. So we're going to set 2 workers so they can chop down some trees and make wood, firewood, and all that kind of fun stuff. They see it's got families. Oh, so we need 9. So we need 2 more houses set up. So that's fine. Let's get 2 more houses set up. R button to rotate it around, and T button to go in the opposite direction. Let's go ahead and place another one down here. Let's rotate it around so it's kind of facing it. I said these houses are pretty big when it comes to the size of everything else. I mean, that's supposed to be a work area, and some of the houses are almost as big as that. So I think the houses could be doing with at least scaling down by 20% or so. But the other thing as well is just the length of time it takes to build the houses. Obviously we've got 9 houses building here, and it takes most of the time that we've got actually building the 9 houses, so bear that in mind. Now, as I say, like typical games like this, realistically the one goal you've got is to make sure your settlers don't die. Now in this game, when I played the last one, I noticed they don't actually die. What happens is if you don't keep them happy with food and various types of food, They will actually move out, so they don't die. They'll move out of your city and go somewhere else if they're starving or they don't have enough water and stuff. So just bear that in mind. Hopefully we won't have that on this playthrough, because I'm going to attempt to get some sort of food going fairly early on. The one thing I did do in the one I tried was that I tried going for a more complex kind of food chain and it just didn't work. So we're going to go for like farmland on this one and hopefully we can get some farmland going. Well, let's fast forward it now just so that we've got the houses built. I'm going to do literally nothing but wait for these houses to build. Because if we take time away from them, then it'll hit winter and then we'll start losing villagers because they'll obviously die from the cold. And welcome back everybody. As you can see, we are almost 4 houses in and we've now got another objective to do, which is build a factory to produce facts for your houses. Now what this game tends to do is it will tell you things that you're going to need as you start running out of them. And I'd probably suggest kind of following that, because if you kind of go ahead and do something else, you may build something you don't require at this stage. Now obviously we want these reeds here, so I'm going to rotate this around and I'm going to place it just by there, just by the forestry there. It'll be nice there. And that's going to build us our thatch for our houses, so hopefully we'll get, well, there's a 5th house coming up now. Now what you can do is if you click on this, so left click, you can actually move it along. This is like your build queue. So now stop building that village house there and it will go onto the factory. And realistically it's not going to be able to do anything with the village house, so you're going to end up with like 5 houses with unable to be finished because there's no thatch. So you want your thatch to be done first, so you can go ahead and move that and it will now build that, as you can see there. So let's continue along where we were leading, because this is now popping up. There we go. So we'll place a worker, well, we'll place 2 workers in it. We've got 2 in each, so I'll just boost it. What we need now, as you can see, they'll go and pick up these reeds here and make thatch out of it. I like that layout. So we'll let them plod along there, getting thatch. These guys are getting wood, they're chopping the wood for the houses. Thatch and wood will be perfect. Let's move on until either the next item we require or when all the houses are. So we are about to complete our last house. It's just going up now. There we go. October, so just before the start of the winter season, so our houses are all set. It says here, your carts are wearing out, building carpentry to repair them. So what this does is it kind of leads in the direction you want to go, as I said, you know, so it's kind of good to stick to. So let's get ourselves the carpentry. Now we can start thinking about placing it back of here, because I want to build it. Rotate, again with the R button if you want to rotate. I'm going to place it there just so that they've got less travel to go from there. Obviously they're still going into here for like water and stuff like that, which we will move. I'll probably place like the water down here somewhere or something, or I might make the I don't know, we'll figure that out. But I want to try and make this quite a sprawling area. You know what, yeah I am. I'm going to place another water well down because I don't want them travelling so far for the water well. Let's have a oh, actually the side is where they get. Oh, just place that. So again, we're going to need people to work in the carpentry. So place 1 person in the carpentry. You can drop down 1 of the people out of the tannery. Sorry, the factory. Cause that should be now, yeah, stocked up fully. Go ahead and go. Get our carpenter in there. That should be fine now, yeah, they're nearly worn out there. The carpenter's going to need some wood. Should have plenty of wood. Loads of wood there. Excellent. So that's it, and now realistically all it'll tell you to do is if you're gonna start running out of things, it'll tell you what you can and you know what you're gonna need and stuff like that. Let's get a farm set up here. Now I'm gonna place the farm behind these. because I'm going to basically put farmland around here, I think. Place the farm. Now we're going to need nails, I know that, so we're going to get some production. And we're going to need a smithy. Smithy at the back here. Smithy there. And for the smithy, we're going to need some charcoal. Power it. That around, so it's pointing in the direction of the smithy. There we go. Some use. You're running out of nails, need to build smithy. See? So we've got that set up there. Hopefully with a farmhouse we can create some more sustainable food. Now you're going to need some oxen for this, and that bit I haven't worked out just yet. But we can still get plenty of food for our village from the farmland, which is what we want. We also want to give people like a, you know, bit of variety when it comes to food. We also need to think about removing this section here into parts of the village. This here, not enough people by any chance? Not enough workers to chop trees. It looks like one of the workers has gone on to doing something like building or something like that. He may be that carpenter. And winter is hit. And winter is quite a nasty thing. It freezes all of the water, so you can't use your boats and stuff like that for fishing. Now, I went for fishing when I did the playthrough, and that's why I struggled to get any kind of food. Because obviously it froze over. I didn't realise I'd need a boat building. I thought the fishery would do that, so I need to get the boatery. And it was just a bit of a mess. So this time I'm going to go with a bit of a farmland, and hopefully we can get the farmland up and running. So we can feed our people. We also need to get the smithery done. So let's just smithy done. Let's just move the smithy to a priority. It's still winter now, so the farmland's not going to be any use whatsoever because obviously we can't grow crops in winter. Let's get that smithy up and running. Now I do like the animation that it has for building properties. Pretty cool. A bit buried in sand, but it's fine. In the snow, but that's fine. It's pretty cool. I mean, they've done a good attention to detail when it comes to things like that. We've got a little bird flying around. Got our clay pit and all our other properties. Even the trees look pretty. Couldn't be far off building this smithy now. Beams are going up. Oh, there's the clay. 72 nails left. There we go. The outer wall's going up. Once we get this going, hopefully we shouldn't have a problem with nails and we should be able to move forward a little bit better. And we'll have that farmhouse up and running in no time. It's taking them a while to build it. Come on, let's get these last little bits in. Putting the clay in it, he's using a lot of clay. Go. Oh no, still not done yet. There we go. Another wall is done. So there's a lot of things you've still got to come, like the education and the health is still being worked, but there are still other bits that we can play with on here. I just hope they have it so it's all like alphabetical order. That would be quite nice. There's only the village house. I don't know whether or not there'll be more houses later, but I said these could be doing with having smaller plots. The plots are just a bit big. I know they want a bit of grassland around them, so maybe make the houses and everything all smaller. The only slight gripe I have with it. That, and even at high speed, which I'm using here, which is game speed times 12, it's still relatively slow. I mean, this is probably what I'd want to play it as anyway, really, if it's going to be taking this amount of time to build. Anything slower than this, you're going to be dragging it on for like an hour just to build some houses. I mean, to give you an idea, it took me 25 minutes to get to here. And that's obviously it hasn't taken you that because I've cut through most of it, but that's on 12 times speed. Maybe because they're dropping how long it takes to build the houses or something like that. But as stated, this is in alpha, so there's still a lot of work to do with this. But I really do like what they've already done, and we'll try and play it as much as possible, and hopefully we won't come into too many problems. If we do, we will probably obviously report it in the bug system that they've got. Our smithy's up, so let's get somebody working in the smithy. And then the charcoal pile obviously creates charcoal through using the firewood, which you need to then burn in your smithy. We obviously need nails. And we have a bit of iron in here as well. Now that's the other thing I haven't worked out is there's no mines or anything. So I think what they do is you collect iron from the trading and then obviously smelt it into nails, which is a bit of a weird one, but maybe, you know, iron will come into it at a later stage, or at least mines will at a later stage. Hopefully they'll introduce more than just iron as well, you know, other metals and stuff will be quite nice. See how it goes, but we're just getting towards middle of February, so it's going to start warming up soon, so hopefully we'll have our farmland set up, ready to go. It's kind of looking good. It just needs 400 thatch. That's all it needs now, 400 thatch. The other thing I'm going to do as well is I'm going to place a little hay dryer on there, just so we've got the hay dryer ready. There are a few things we're going to need the hay for, so we'll go ahead and place that next to it. Now, the reason why I place that next to it is grass is about this area, which is what it uses, but also I believe the byproduct from the wheat that you can grow also helps it to produce, so we'll see how that goes. This farmhouse should be near enough done now. It's not far off on the bar. Yeah, I think we're going to get it done after this, so we're going to get it up. There we go, perfect. Right. So you can get oxen to plough, and this is where you click to order a plough. We don't have them, so we're going to hit 2 workers. Now you can supply your oxen, even though we don't have oxen, but you need a manager so you can manage your fields. And we're gonna oh no, we're gonna create a field. So when you click on manage your fields, you then get this system here, which you can then build yourself a field. As you can see, it does limit you, so just bear that in mind. We'll go ahead and hopefully, there you go, perfect. Field is not activated, so what we need to do is we need to activate the field, like so, and you choose what you want to grow on it. So if you place like that, you'll get 4 kind of seasons of growth. So we'll go ahead and we'll do potato, we'll do buckwheat, and we'll do another. So we've got 2 lots of wheat. And as you can see, this one is the one that's active. It's sowing the ground now. Obviously, you got growth and whatnot. So that should hopefully give us some food. It'll give us the wheat at least. Production. What we can do is we can actually start looking at things. As a matter of fact, is it in production? Let's have a I don't think it is. Trade and transport. You can do hay storage, granary, food storage. So we'll do a granary. What we'll do is we'll actually do the granary facing this way here. So we got it behind the houses, but it's right next to the farmhouse. And if you're wondering how I'm rotating that, it's just a Q and E key, so you can rotate the look of your housing, you know, the map and stuff like that, so you can see it from an angle. I love how it does the same thing that most like Depraved and Banished does. Well, I think it's Depraved actually, not Banished. Where they're walking, and it creates this path. It does look pretty cool. You can also see where people are actually walking to and from. Obviously, more regularly, it makes the path bigger and cleaner, or well, less grass. Now I think that is just literally where there's no grass. I don't think it's gravel or anything like that. I don't know if he's going to change it in the future so you can do pathing. or whether that is a done deal. As you can see, we've got the growing phase now, and it's apparently the nutrients is 100% in blue, I think. And I believe if it follows the normal rules, potatoes should fertilize the ground as well, which would be quite good. But hopefully we get a bit of wheat, store it in the granary. That'll also alleviate the food that's in the camp center, in the camp storage. There is no food in there, so we definitely need this to produce us some food, otherwise we're going to have no food left. I think we've all got potatoes, dried fish, and what? Got a bit of food to go. Yeah, what's that? Flour. We're going to need flour. What have we got here? These. Got the production. Where's the windmill? Let's go ahead and set up a windmill next to our farm. Don't let me rotate this one. Place the windmill there. That's going to create our flour from our wheat. And then hopefully we can keep our residents alive and well. That's the plan. I think we got ourselves a good, nice little startup here. It's small, it's by the water. Hopefully we can improve our, our odds of survival with some, like, obviously we've got some fisheries and stuff like that. We're going to need to try and get some more population. Now, the reason why we aren't getting anything at the moment is because we've got no market and no housing available. So we're going to produce a couple more housing once we've got ourselves some sustainable food, and then we'll get a market going as well. Should be our granary going up so we can store the food, and then the windmill will come in after that. So as I say, we've got a good little startup here. We do want to fence in a bench. Let's place a bench. There's a couple of benches. Got somewhere to sit. People like sitting on benches apparently. Oh, we can have an archway as well. Place an archway just by this. There we go. That leads to where people are living. Get another bench. Place it nice. Go. There we could do a couple of bushes. Oh, there's a bush there anyway, but do another bush. Go. Oh, that's a big tree. One in? We can get one in. Oh, it actually starts off as a little tree. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, it's got like the thing where it's held up in the 4 blocks. That's pretty. Now, it'd be interesting to see whether or not if you can actually cut them down, so you can plant them nearby, cut them down. As they do replant them here, these little trees here, which is pretty smart. Obviously, the more you work through that, the less likely you're going to have of trees growing back quick enough to keep it sustainable, I guess. And we're still struggling with workers. We got one worker in there and one still hiring. Hopefully, as we start producing the stuff we need. Don't want to push it too much at the moment until we got ourselves, as I say, a sustainable food source. May need to think about building a second field, but if this first one's good, this first one should be enough hopefully to give us plenty of wheat and flour. Waiting for the windmill to be produced. So that's going to be it for this episode. We've got ourselves a good starting point. We've got ourselves some good housing that keeps all our people safe. We need to expand, as I say, so in the next episode we'll get a couple more houses up. I know we want to still wait for like the food production, but nobody will move into the houses anyway because we've not got the market. But we'll start thinking about where to put the market. What's this here? Is this going to be iron? We've got limestone deposit, but we've got no iron deposits. So It looks like iron might actually be in the game then. Good to know. Can't see anything. Is that iron there? Just a patch. Yeah, that's something we need to definitely look at, because if we have to purchase iron, that could be quite expensive. Nothing for limestone. Not seeing it there. These looks like water, I think. Hay, straw, thatch even. Thatch for the roof. But hopefully you're enjoying this episode and the series as a whole. I'm going to try and do as much of this as possible without obviously losing all of our population. I want to try and populate the entire map, and that's going to be the aim for this. If you got any comments, questions or ideas or anything like that, then let me know in the comment section below. If you'd like to know more about the game, then make sure you check out the description as well. There'll be a link there so you can go ahead and pick a copy up if you're enjoying it. But let me know what you think, and if there's anything that we should be doing or shouldn't be doing, then we'll concentrate on that as well. But until next time, everybody, take care for now, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.